I'm
I
back
got
now.
you.
We here, and we're gonna start doing more of these dialogues, man. So if y'all watching the channel right now, as y'all know, Rants and Gems is the channel now. I actually put the tag name back to MG the Mortgage Guy because a couple people were telling me that it doesn't come up when I changed it, Rants and Gems. It was only coming up with MG the Mortgage Guy. But MG the Mortgage Guy is back to the name of the channel, but all the branding will say Rants and Gems. So you guys are going to be on the pod. And like I told y'all before, I want to start having these conversations with you guys because you're the people. You know what I'm saying? And you're going through shit. And I want to know what's going on. And it can help others, right? So what's your name? Where you from? And welcome to Rants and Gems, my brother.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Jim, I'm originally from Brooklyn. Been following you for a while. Just really trying to follow the blueprint that you set off with, multifamily investing. So me and my family purchased two family in Newark, New Jersey, in 2021. So pretty decent interest rate around 3% at that time. So the margins work well. We're house hacking. We actually decided not to go with a long-term tenant. We actually doing midterm rentals. So we're doing like travel nurses because the margins were a little better and it was covering our whole mortgage. So everything was working as planned. Um, but the house, we purchased it from a flipper, so totally gut renovated. Came in taxes around like 4,000 and change. Not bad for Jersey, in a
And you said
multifamily.
Newark, New Jersey, right?
Newark, New Jersey.
Whew,
Right.
that's very low.
Right, right. So it obviously it was a one family. They converted to a two family. So our margins is working. We getting ready to get the new one and everything like that. Then we get the letter from the mortgage company that says our escrow is short. So come to find out, the city raised the taxes. Essentially, they raised it 100% because of the new assessed value. So everything is cool before that. It's a changing area. Newark. You've been through there. I've seen you do a few things there. It's changing, but still has its rough parts. We were fine with it until you paying double in taxes. Now I'm looking around like, what am I getting for this? But that was one of the unexpected things in investment that we didn't really plan for. And 100% tax increase. If we weren't investors and savers, we would have been out of there if it was another family, so to say. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's one of the unexpected things people may run into as they start this multifamily investing if you do it as a house hack and things like that.
So let me ask you this, right? So it was when they converted it from a one family to a two family, did the city of Newark give that investor a tax abatement to keep the
Well,
taxes low?
no, well, it seemed that they never applied for it. So we walked into it not realizing we were going to get that type of increase. Maybe it was on us. We should have probably maybe filed for the abatement, but definitely the previous owner did not. And from what I'm hearing, as I do my research on this, it's a little late to apply for that now.
So yeah, so what happens is, especially, and I'm glad you're bringing this up from a conversion, right? So first of all, everybody who's watching this live in a replay, you have to understand when you purchase any real estate, there's two things that's going to happen that's going to increase your mortgage payment almost annually. It's either your property taxes are going to go up because if home values are going up, then that means property taxes are going to go up. And number two, your homeowner's insurance is going to go up as well, which can increase your mortgage payment, a little bit or a lot, just depending on the overall situation. Now, property taxes, you cannot, there's nothing you can do about it because the bank is always going to pay property taxes because it's first lien on your property. So they're always going to pay the property taxes. Now, your homeowner's insurance, you can always fire your homeowner's insurance company and get a new insurance company and tell the bank, hey, I'm not with X, Y, and Z insurance no more. I'm with ABC insurance, right? Then you can kind of swap out the deck pages, bonders, etc., and that can kind of bring your payment back to some sort of normalcy. But those taxes, there's really nothing that you can do about it unless you disagree with the assessment that the town is saying that the house is worth, then you can go and fight them by doing a grievance, and that can or cannot work for you and lower your taxes or raise your taxes or whatever it is. So I want you guys to
Hmm.
be aware of that. But now in my guy's Jim's situation, what happened with him, the problem is the home when he purchased it was still assessed as a one family property. So when they did the conversion, although the permits and everything was approved by the city of Newark, that doesn't mean the home is automatically assessed as a two family and the taxes reflect it. So what the realtor and the investor should have did to or said to potential buyers is that and made it clear from the beginning, these taxes are temporary. They will increase, and based off the neighborhood of other multifamilies, it will be in that $8,000 to $10,000 range. So that way, you and your wife, could have planned properly. But they didn't do that, from what you're saying. They just sold it as, hey, a newly converted multifamily home, new construction, basically with low taxes, basically. Because I see
Yeah.
this happen all the time, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, even when I called, so I called the tax assessor's office to find out how I could appeal it, and was talking to a brother on the other line, and he was clear. He was like, "I feel you," because these phone calls keep coming in every hour on the hour, this type of thing, and that's the flippers get in and they get out, and it's left. There's homeowners kind of left holding the bag if they are not familiar with that. So there's an opportunity to appeal it in January, which we'll try to do, hoping that it doesn't end up being an increase from where we at.
And that's what
Um,
I was about to say, bro. You got to be careful because remember when the town assesses your property, and this is everywhere nationwide, right? They will tell you the market value is X, but that's what they're saying the market value is. When you get an appraisal, that value is 9 times out of 10 is going to be higher than what they're saying.
mhm.
So when you grieve or try to appeal, you got to be very careful with that because if they find that they were still undervalued and they increase your value, then that means your property taxes can increase more for the following quarter or tax bill.
Yeah, I spoke with an attorney and they cautioned me about that. They said that they wouldn't do it. But when I kind of ran some comps, some of my neighbors in different places, they're not paying. I'm paying $4,000 more than everybody else, so to say. So I
And
think I have a
it's
case.
all multifamilies.
The same specs, 6 bed, 3 baths. Generally speaking, like I don't know how the city's gonna assess it, but um, on the mortgage company side, I mean, I was thinking about you the whole time because I was like, man, I wish I could get to Matt because I wonder if these people is playing me because they did pay the taxes, but we did work out a deal where they'll stretch out the escrow,
over
so we
over
don't
12
take
over
that.
12 months.
It's something like 18, so it was
Okay.
even a little bit longer.
Okay.
Still, I think the taxes are an issue, but that's a whole nother story. The assessor versus the mortgage company. So that's an important thing as a mortgage guru, as I like to say. Folks knowing that they have that option. If you could touch on that a little bit, because that was not a surprise to me, but I was happy to know I at least had that option.
Yeah, no, look, this is why I wanted you to come on the show, right? Is because this is a very important topic right here. Because
Mhm.
people are out here buying real estate and not understanding. Like we all talk about appreciation, like it's up and it's stuck, right? And I'm fucking victim of this shit too. I tell people this shit all the time. It's up and it's stuck. Prices is up. They ain't coming down. Boom, boom, boom. But on the back end, hell, my taxes went up on every property I own. You know what I'm saying? Like so. The only thing that's fixed on your mortgage payment, people, is your principal and interest payment if you have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage or a 20-year or a 15-year. That's the only thing that's fixed. Those property taxes and those homeowners insurance, that escrow is not fixed. That is adjustable according to wherever you get assessed at. So you have to pay attention to your every year the lender is going to send you an escrow analysis. you have to look at this paperwork. You have to look into the app. They tell you in these apps now, the technology is so good with really pretty much all the service and lenders. They'll give you warning like, hey, escrow analysis is coming up. You should have it, boom, boom, boom. Because I look at my stuff all the time and I see this, right? When the city that you live in is sending you paperwork, right? You got to remember the bank is responsible to make the mortgage, I mean, the tax payment or the insurance payment if you escrow. They're not there to dispute what the city is telling them. So if they get a tax bill or an insurance bill and it's double, triple, they're going to pay it regardless. And then you're just going to get, like you said, hey, your mortgage payment is going to increase. We got to work out some options. You know what I'm saying? So when that town or the insurance company is sending you their assessment for the upcoming year, what it's going to be, people, you have to pay attention to it. I can't tell you, bro, how many times people look at these things from the city and they thought it was junk mail and they're not reviewing it. Hell, I have done it myself sometimes and not even open the letters. And then I go through the pile of mail that we all have, right? And you're like, damn, this thing was here. So open your mail, pay attention to it, look at it, and then move accordingly. And it's a good thing. Yes, some lenders will work out 6 months, 12 months. 18 months is a long time for them to stretch that payment out. And I think that was a great thing because most lenders, servicing lenders, from what I know, will only go max of 12 months to stretch out that extra escrow cost. So 18 months, that lowers because you went up an extra $4,000. You know what I'm saying? Annually. So I mean that probably only increased your payment. What's that? 4 by 10, like 400. So only like actually $200 something a month, somewhere around there.
No, 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 because you know, the way that it hit was like um, we were well behind on the escrow. By the time all of this calculated with the city, they had grossly um, uh, under assessed. You know, and pardon me if I don't have the correct jargon for this, but ultimately we were so behind on the with the escrow, it shot us up almost $1,000.
Shit. A
Yes.
a whole $1,000 increase on
Yes.
escrow?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I said that if we weren't savers and investors, we would be out on the
So it
street.
sounds like it was like over 2 years of
It
like being under assessed.
it wasn't exactly that, and I need to have it all in front of me because
Yeah,
it
yeah, I
made
get it.
sense. I went through with the tax assessor and everything, so I'm kind of going off the top of the head, but definitely it went up close. It was about $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Well, thank
Ve-
God that you and your family are savers and investors and you're not out here blowing money fast. And because I mean, an extra $1,000 a month can bankrupt some folks, man. So I'm happy that you guys are still able to afford your property.
Yeah, and the fact that it was a multi-family, you always said, people don't have to pay you rent, but we've been blessed to, you know, so we bought something we could afford, and also the tenant is a plus. So
I love it, man. I love it, man. Well, look, I
yeah,
appreciate you coming on Rants and Gems today. And look, man, I hope that things will work out and you can get those margins back up, especially with doing the
yeah,
short-term rentals. And look, man, thank you for your support. And
yeah.
hopefully, we'll see you back on the channel again soon.
Definitely. Once we get this situation under control, I'm gonna hit you about a HELOC because that's what we're looking to do, for our next move.
All right, bro. We'll be here to service you.
Okay, take care.
All
Thanks,
right, my
man.
brother. Have a good one.